Ron Harris here from Muscular.com. Coverage of the Olympia weekend brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Standing here with classic physique competitor Arash Rahbar, who has been in the top echelon of this event since day one. Second place in the very first Classic Physique Olympia, don't forget. Arash, how are you feeling? You're looking fantastic.
Thank you, Ron. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm feeling great, feeling very, very good, considerably better than the previous years. You know, we've spoken before, and I've told you what's happened in the years leading up to this year. I feel fresh, I feel healthy, I feel more well-rounded, and I feel I will be my best come Saturday. I know you hear that a lot, and I know you hear a lot of guys say that, but I am on track to be my best.
Well, I mean, I follow you on social media, and you are looking very, very good right now. You know, this Classic Physique division, every year we get all these new guys, and sometimes the established guys kind of get lost in the conversation. People forget how good some of the people like Arash Rahbar are. You know, do you let any of that bother you? You worry about yourself?
I don't let it bother me because I do this sport for me, and I have a passion for bodybuilding. If I stop competing tomorrow, I'm still going to strive to be my best. I like being the underdog, so I know what happened last year. I know what happened the year before. They see us in 10 minutes, you know? So if somebody wants to write you off because of that, so be it. I understand that, and that's our sport. I need to peak in that time frame. So that was my bad, my wrong. But no, it doesn't bother me one bit, man. Not at all, you know?
So I've seen you at almost all these shows, and you know, you've confided in me in the interview that you've never really been able to show us the 100% Arash Rahbar. How have you figured out the formula, whatever it is that you need to figure out to make sure that's what we see this Saturday?
To be perfectly honest with you, it's just a more basic, healthy, smart approach with my good friend and coach, Andrew Vu. I should have worked with him years ago. We've been friends since 2016, and we always bounce off ideas. We started the prep 5 months out. We did not push too hard. I did not do north of an hour of cardio. I think I did 45 minutes of cardio for 3 days, and the rest of the prep was 35 minutes. I let my body rest. I took more rest days, and my diet was constantly changing. I was giving my body what it needed. I am the most conditioned and the healthiest, and I achieved that conditioning the easiest, believe it or not. And the biggest key with being healthy and not killing myself with cardio and over dieting was I was able to lift heavy. And I don't care how much cardio you do, explosive, heavy lifting burns the most amount of calories. So I've been lifting heavy all the way up until yesterday.
Wow.
So I was able to do that, and that really made a difference. And then that 35 minutes of cardio was intense. Whereas when I used to do an hour and a half, 30 minutes of it was just dragging butt, you know?
Well, a lot of us older guys, and some of these young guys watching, they have to deal with little aches and pains and injuries and things. We've talked about the things you've had to deal with. How were you able to really keep your training at 100%? How were you able to keep training heavy? Because a lot of people in your situation would have just given up.
Well, I'll be 39, and although that's not very old, no. I've been bodybuilding for 26 years. And 18 of those years was trauma, blunt force trauma, Dorian Yates, Max OT. So I don't train like 4 to 6 reps anymore. That's excruciatingly heavy for me. If I do, it's short bouts in the off season. When I say heavy, I mean as heavy as I can with control, good controlled reps, negatives, and good contractions, not just throwing weights around. And I work around my injuries. So in the beginning of this prep, in the off season, I had a lot of aches and pains, did a lot of rehab. I worked around a lot, and I skipped a lot until I got better. So patience is a virtue.
The last thing I want to talk about is your social media. A lot of these guys just post selfies and everything, but you actually seem to make a really concerted effort to get good information out to people. You know, you talk about motivation, you talk about things like injury prevention. It's very informative, your Instagram and stuff. Do you get a lot of good feedback on that they're actually getting useful information, things they can use themselves, your fans?
I do. I get great feedback. There's always someone going to have better arms. There's always going to have someone with better six-pack, you know? There's more to bodybuilding than just what's the best diet, what's the best training. At the end of the day, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, Phil Heath, Jay Cutler, they all train differently. They all did different diets and different cardio. So what's the best type? There is none. It's this. This is what people have to learn and what I want to teach people and what I have to understand. It's the mindset and the philosophy and the passion for bodybuilding. What you do is not important. How you do it is what matters. Why you do what you do and with what intensity you go forward. Everyone wants to know the secret diet, the best way of training. There is none. You can do a mediocre diet and a half-assed training routine, but if you give it 110% and you train balls to the wall, you're gonna get results.
Cool. Well, Arash Rahbar, I'm looking forward to seeing what you got, because you haven't been in a lot of the conversations, but sometimes that's a cool thing because you can shock people, and I want to be shocked. I love that. I love when someone comes that I wasn't expecting to really blow it out of the water.
Before social media, there was none of this. Right? So guys were in the dark up until one picture leaked out somewhere. So it doesn't make a difference for me. Social media is social media. Bodybuilding is bodybuilding. There's a lot of people that copy and paste pictures and compare picture to picture. Come and stand on stage. That's what we do for a living, and you can compare yourself to us. But you got to make it there first.
Cool. Well, we wish you the best of luck. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you on that stage. As always, you always bring it, and I really hope this is your year.
Thank you, brother.
Cool.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Arash. For Muscular Development, Arash Rahbar.